Hi everyone, this is my video for Unit 1, which is the week 1 and what's due during week 1. So I kind of wanted to go over your essay that's due this week and some tips and some tricks. I've also included a few links and a few other things to watch as well that kind of give you more detail. But basically this week what you're going to be writing is what we call a personal statement or a response to a common app prompt. These are the most common prompts that are found on different scholarship applications and college applications. And I'd like to give you the choice on which one you want to respond to this week. So these are the top 5, and we'll go through each one. So what you're going to do first is read through all 5. And what I would suggest is maybe choosing the one that calls to you first, that you feel like you have a lot to say, that because that one will be the easiest one to write about. So the first prompt is that some students have a background, an identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful, they truly believe their application would be incomplete without you. If this is like you, please share your story. So in this app, in this prompt, you would be responding to giving information on your background, your identity, your interest, or a talent. I would suggest choosing one and not all 4, just because it's only a 2 to 3 page essay and it would be difficult to really capture all of these 4 things in one. So I would suggest choosing background, identity, interest, or a talent. The second prompt is the lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success. Recount a time you faced a challenge, a setback, or a failure. How did it affect you, and what did you learn from that experience? If you decide to choose number 2, which is great, you want to make sure that you're spending the majority of your time detailing the setback or the obstacle or the challenge, and then how you overcame it. So make sure that you're not including 7 obstacles, right? Or 7 challenges. You're really talking about one thing that really affected you and how you learned and you grew from that experience. Prompt number 3 is to reflect on a time when you were questioned or a belief of yours was challenged. What prompted your thinking and what was that outcome? And if you've taken my English 101 class, you've watched The Danger of a Single Story, which really talks about this. When you have a belief or an idea and someone or something challenges that belief and it makes you maybe change the way you think a little bit. So that's going to be the response for number 3. Number 4 is to reflect on something that someone has done for you that's made you happy or thankful, and how did that gratitude motivate you? So, has there ever been a time in your life that someone did something and you felt happy, you felt grateful, you felt thankful, and what did that do for you? And then number 5 is to discuss an accomplishment, an event, or a realization that sparked or began the personal growth that you have or the understanding. And for this one, it's going to be really similar to number 2, where you really want to focus on that moment. And then at the very end, after you describe the moment, talk about how that created personal growth. So again, these are the 5 prompts, and I'd like for you to choose one and respond to. When you do start the essay, the most important thing is to obviously let me know which one you're responding to. So please make sure you put that at the top of your essay, what prompt number you're responding to, or include the prompt. That way I know. And since this course is really condensed, you normally, if it were a 16-week course, you'd have time to do a draft and a final. But because it's a 5-week course, it's just going to be the final draft that you're going to be submitting at the end of the week. So you really want to make sure that that final draft is polished. It's an MLA formatting, and there's a video that I linked under the watch on how to set up Google Docs for MLA formatting. And you also want to make sure that your grammar has been checked and that it looks good. This is a second level English class, so the expectation for grammar is a little bit higher than the first level. And I want to kind of go over something that you can use that might make it a little bit easier for you. So if you decide to use Google Docs, it's really a personal preference. I prefer Google Docs because you can access what you're writing from any device, your phone, a computer, any computer, a tablet. So if you decide to use Google Docs, one thing that you can do, and again, the video shows you how to set up the MLA in Google Docs, but when you're doing your grammar, you can go to Tools and select Spelling and Grammar, and then select Spelling and Grammar Check. Okay. If there's any suggestions on what to change, it would come up here. So I'll show you. Let me misspell something so you can kind of see what I mean. So Tools, Spelling and Grammar Check, and you'll see it's correcting my spelling, and you just click Accept and it'll change it. Another option is to use this website, which I like. You can actually, it's an app you can download on your computer as well for free. So you're going to go to grammarly.com and go ahead and go to login. You do not have to purchase this. The free version of it is sufficient. You do not need to purchase their premium. I already have an account. If you don't have one, this is where you would set it up with your email address. But I already have one, so I'm going to log in. And then once you're logged in, you'll see sort of this kind of like dashboard home screen. So you can upload a new here. You can either upload and select a file from your computer, or if you go to new, you can paste into here. But I'm going to show you one that I already have. And let's try this one. This is just a random writing that I pasted in here. So you can see here that, actually this one maybe is not a great one. Let's try a different one. Okay, so here's a different one. So let's say you pasted this into Grammarly. You can see here on the right-hand side, again, ignore the premium because you have to pay for that. You can see here on the regular one that it's telling me that this, I had the incorrect word choice. It should have been worse instead of worst. So I'm going to accept and it'll automatically change it. Here you can see I use a different than. I use then instead of than. So I'm going to accept that. It'll even do capitalization. I need to capitalize that. So accept. I need to remove this phrase for clarity. Accept the wrong verb form. Accept. So if you want to know more about the grammar rule itself, you can click this little icon and it'll tell you and give you examples. Or you just select accept, right? And go through each one. And then once you do that, you can either download it or you can highlight, copy, paste it back into your Google Doc. But this is one way to really polish your writing using the grammar app. Some other things that I would suggest doing when you're polishing it up before you submit is try reading it out loud to yourself, or maybe have someone else read it. And if you find yourself reading out loud and tripping over what you're writing, that might be a sign that something needs to be changed. If you give it to someone to read, a friend or a family member, and they're asking questions about certain areas, those might be the areas that you just need to revise for clarity. And so that's what's due this week. I hope you found the video helpful. If you have any questions on it, please let me know. I know that it's kind of a lot this first week, but really have fun with this assignment. It's a way for me to get to know who you are and maybe some things about you. And this one's the more creative, personal assignment that we're going to have. So I look forward to reading what everybody has to say. Thank you.